a $26 million market cap, a platform that takes a crypto startup from idea to funded token in days and now does it on 2 chains at once. Every single project it launches hands 5% of its supply straight to SERV holders, 4 separate revenue streams that buy the token back and burn it, a 50,000 SERV key to get in early, and a 5,000 SERV fee that gets paid on every launch. No presale. No VCs, liquidity locked for 10 years. This is OpenServ, SERV. And these are 8 reasons it is quietly building something most of crypto has not noticed yet, a factory that prints companies. A few of my best calls before I got into it: Tau at $8 before it ran past 700, Caspa at 1 cent, Tibber at 2 cents, plus some pre-social buys, Bitcoin at 400, Ethereum at 16, Chainlink at 30 cents. None of those were obvious at the time either, so when I tell you a project this small is building something more interesting than its price suggests, you know the lens I'm bringing to it. The mechanics are what the next 10 minutes prove. The next sleeping giant is already on my list. If you don't want to miss it, subscribe. Reason 8, start with the person behind it. OpenServ was founded by Tim Hafner, a Babson College finance and entrepreneurship background, a string of early-stage venture and research roles, and, importantly, he was an early venture founder inside the BitTensor ecosystem, which means he was building in decentralized AI before this entire agent narrative existed. Now, I'm going to be straight with you. Hafner is the one founder with a cleanly traceable public record. The wider team is described as ex-Amazon AI people and senior machine learning engineers, but those names are not all public, so I'm not going to oversell them. The founder, though, is the real thing, and that is the floor you want under a project this early. Reason 7, there is an actual product under the Launchpad, and it is the part most people miss. It's called SERV Reasoning. In plain English, it's a reasoning layer you put in front of any AI model. The pitch is simple. Frontier models look brilliant in a demo and then get brittle and expensive the second you put them into a real agent, running real tasks all day. SERV Reasoning sits in the middle and is built to squeeze more correct actions per dollar out of whatever model you're already using. And it's fully compatible with the OpenAI and Anthropic standards, so any app already built on those can point at it without a rewrite. That's a real on-ramp, not a maybe. I'm not going to quote you a magic cost savings number because OpenServ has not published a verified one, but a model-agnostic reasoning layer with real revenue attached is a far more serious foundation than a Launchpad alone. Reason 6, the platform charges to use it, and that charge is paid in SERV. Every project that tokenizes on SERV launch pays a 5,000 SERV fee before it can deploy. Think about what that means at scale. Every new startup that wants to launch through this factory has to go and acquire SERV first. It's a small, boring mechanical detail, but it's exactly the kind of detail that actually matters because it ties demand for the token directly to usage of the platform, not to hype, to launches. The more the factory is used, the more SERV has to be bought just to operate it. Reason 5, there is a key to get in early, and you don't spend it, you hold it. To qualify for early access on a SERV launch, you have to be holding at least 50,000 SERV in your wallet, not stake it, not lock it, not spend it, just hold it. And that is a genuinely clever piece of design because it gives the most active participants, the people who actually want first access to new launches, a direct reason to hold a large bag of SERV, sitting still, indefinitely. It's a long-term holding incentive with no lockup contract attached. The token does the work just by being in your wallet. Quick check. Of the 4 reasons so far, which one is the strongest to you? Drop the number in the comments. I read every one. 4 reasons left. And number 1 is the one that ties this whole thing together. Reason 4, this is the one that surprised me. OpenServ does not have one buyback mechanism. It has 4. 25% of all revenue from the reasoning engine is used to buy SERV on the open market and burn it. 25% of the credit revenue from its agent builder, 25% of the trading fees from every launch's liquidity pool, and 25% of any enterprise and business revenue. 4 separate parts of the business, each one routing a quarter of its money into buying back and destroying the token. And the part I keep coming back to is that none of this depends on staking being switched on. If the platform earns, the token gets bought and the supply shrinks. That is value capture wired into the actual business, not promised in a roadmap. Reason 3, the way it launches tokens is the opposite of the casino you're used to. No presale, no VC allocation, no private over-the-counter deals. Every project opens at a $15,000 starting valuation, so there's no insider entry price baked in below yours. The liquidity gets locked for 10 years, and to stop bots from sniping the open, there is a fee that starts near total at the very first second and decays away over the first 15 minutes, while only SERV holders can get in early. So the snipers get punished, and the holders get the head start. And OpenServ now runs this entire system on both Base and Solana. This is Launchpad design that is actually trying to be fair in a corner of crypto that almost never is. Reason 2. This is the mechanic that makes the whole thing different. Every single token that launches on SERV Launch automatically sets aside 5% of its entire supply for SERV holders. OpenServ calls it the ecosystem index, and the name is exactly right. Because if 10 projects launch this month, holders get a slice of all 10. You're not betting on one launch, you're holding a slice of every launch the factory ever ships. Now, the honest caveat, the staking layer that distributes this is still rolling out. It's labeled coming soon on their own docs, so treat it as design, not fully switched on yet. But as a piece of token design, this is the closest thing I have seen to owning an index fund over an entire Launchpad. Reason number 1, the one that connects every other reason on this list. Stop thinking about SERV as a token for a second and look at the machine. OpenServ frames itself as an AI startup factory, a build, fund, operate pipeline. You build your startup with their AI tools, you fund it through SERV Launch, and you keep operating it with their agents. A program called SERV Foundry feeds new candidates into the front of that pipeline. So now stack the mechanics back on top. Every launch pays a fee in SERV. Every early participant holds 50,000. Every project hands 5% back to holders. And 4 revenue streams buy the token back and burn it. Put it together, and holding SERV starts to look less like owning a coin and more like owning a small share in a factory that prints other companies. I want to be careful with that line though, because a factory is only worth what it produces. If the projects it ships are weak, that 5% index is a basket of weak tokens. The structure is real. Whether it pays off depends entirely on the quality of what comes out the other end. Now the other side, because this is research, not a sales pitch, 5 honest problems. 1. The whole factory thesis is conditional on quality. Like a real startup accelerator, the returns come from 1 or 2 big winners, not a portfolio of okay ones. No breakout yet, no payoff. 2. This category is crowded. Virtuals, Fetch, OLS, and a dozen others are all chasing AI agents. OpenServ has to win, not just exist. 3. The team beyond the founder is thin on public detail. 4. That reasoning cost advantage everyone repeats still has no verified number behind it, so treat it as a claim, not a fact. And 5. The market has not bought the story yet. The token is down about 75% from its all-time high, and it has kept falling even while the product shipped. Structure alone does not move price. Real demand has to show up. So if you're tracking this, here's what actually matters from here. 1. Staking going live, and the ecosystem index switching on for real. 2. A single breakout project launched through SERV Launch that genuinely scales. That is the proof the factory works. 3. That reasoning cost claim, finally getting an independent benchmark. 4. Real enterprise revenue, the kind that feeds the buyback. And 5. The proposed layer 3 if it actually ships. Hit a few of those, and the story stops being a design on paper and starts being a track record. CSG take. SERV ships more real on-chain working launch mechanics per dollar market cap than almost anything in the agent category. A fee on every launch, a 50,000 hold to get in early. 5% of every project handed to holders, and 4 revenue streams buying the token back. None of that is a promise. It's live code. The open question is not whether the machine works, it's whether the machine produces winners and whether real usage of the platform actually shows up in demand for the token. That is the bet. I'm not telling you to make it. I'm telling you it's one of the more interesting machines in the category, and it's worth understanding before the crowd does. One more time, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. SERV is early, it's in a crowded category, and the biggest part of the thesis, the staking index, is not even switched on yet. If you trade this kind of rotation, the tools I actually use are in the description. Blowfin for perps, Ledger for cold storage. After I learned that lesson the hard way. TradingView for charts, CoinTracker for taxes, subscribe for the next sleeping giant. Real-time research drops on X first at CryptoS Giants. See you in the next one.